you want to know more about Fiesta from a local San Antonian? Then keep watching. I'm Cherise with SA Texas Foodies, and I go around San Antonio showing you all the latest restaurants and things to do in this awesome city. Here with me today is Aaron, better known as Ron.
Yeah, you are good. When you started like doing that kind of like turntable thing. Damn.
I mean, it's never been done before, right?
Yeah, I mean, you almost did like a beatbox there. It was kind of impressive.
So you're a local San Antonian. So
yeah.
Were you like born here?
Well, it all started probably when I was about 5 years old.
Just 5?
Well, I was actually born in Dallas, but I came down. Hey, excuse me?
You lied to me.
Is there a problem with that?
You lied to me.
I grew up in San Antonio, yes. I love Mexican food, yes, check. And Fiesta is a big part of, A.A. Ron's life. So,
I love it. That's why you're here today. That's why I wanted you here.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here. I love to see you guys. I always I name drop a whole bunch when I'm out, like in the town.
Wait, you do?
Yeah, I name drop you guys.
Have you gotten anything, like any perks from it?
Yeah, there's been a ton. Thank you guys for starting this because I really made out. Yes. Yeah, no, it's really like I really do that though. I name drop you guys all the time.
Okay, so let's get right into this Fiesta theme we have here. What is your actual favorite Fiesta event?
Oh, you know what? I know that you guys, it starts it out and it's got to be that oyster bake.
Really?
Yeah.
So what is it?
Well, the bands,
do you like oysters?
I like when the bands are playing and people are getting a little wild. You know what I mean?
Are you one of the wild ones? Or are you the watcher?
I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, I am. Okay. And no, I used to be one of the wild ones when I was drinking, but I since quit drinking because I see myself and some of these other, like, with the moshing and stuff like that. Everybody's getting drunk and, kind of moshing. Man, they'll knock your butt down quick. They don't care,
So is oyster bake for families, or would you say like younger people?
I would say it's both. You want to hang in the back there. You want to get yourself some fried food and the good stuff. All the Mexican food, all the tacos and all that, the churros and yeah.
Do they have oysters?
Well, they do have oysters, but I'm allergic to oysters. So
your favorite event is the oyster bake and you're allergic to oysters.
I didn't appreciate that. I try to open up and be vulnerable, and then you laugh in my freaking face. How dare you? I'm just kidding. Yeah. I like.
But do they have oysters there?
I think they do. Yeah, actually. But also too, with the oysters. I feel like they're sitting outside. Maybe they're in an ice chest, but they're. Someone's preloading them. Man, they're probably fine, but I don't want to get sick from it because those are my first memories of oysters is throwing up and it was nasty.
I'm getting a visual right now.
Oh yeah, well imagine the smell too. It was real terrible because of that ink. It's that oyster ink that really sits in your bowels.
What is oyster ink?
You don't know about that?
What is oyster ink?
God, let me tell you something. It's nasty.
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm allergic. That's actually for real though, like 100%.
Yeah,
that's what I'm allergic to. It's
oyster
the ink. It's the ink in like squid, I think, and oysters and stuff like that, like seafood-ish stuff. Okay, I get it from my mama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
he get it from his mom.
I want to know from a San Antonio local, like, is oyster? I've never been to there. I've never been to oyster bake. So. Yeah. Knowing me, I like food, I like things to do. I don't really like mosh pits or anything, but so would I like it there?
I think you would. And here's why, because the mosh pit section only happens in one little section. You know what I mean? It's kind of encapsulated. Unless you get shoved in there, then you're screwed. But everyone, what there was one time I was standing near the mosh pit and this guy got knocked down like real hard in front of me, and I'm looking at him and he's looking at me, and I was like, well, you did this to yourself, buddy. You went inside there and nobody would help him up. Or, like they just kept stomping. I was like, geez, okay.
So even you didn't help him up.
No, I did.
okay.
I was the guy. I was the savior. I got in there and helped him up, and he was like, "Thanks, man." And then he went back in there and went crazy. But anyway, that's besides the point. I think you would like.
So
it
how
there.
do you not get sucked in? Because if I go, I don't want to get sucked in there.
Well, you got to hang back. You hang back. They're far enough. You don't want to be on the edge.
Okay.
Because, my ex, she went to a lot of death metal concerts, and it's I don't like death metal, but she would force me to go. And when you do the mosh pit thing, you have to be like committed to be in there, or you need to get way away from there because I still got hit. I fell. I'm 235 pounds. I fell on my ex, and she was like happy and having a good time. I was like, what? She liked that.
So you fell on her. I guess you didn't hurt her because then you would probably be in jail or something, right?
Well, it turns out I did hurt her. No, I didn't. No, I didn't hurt her. I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, I mean, but anyway, bottom line is, I think you would like Fiesta, and I think that if you just hang back and just stay where like.
Okay, you said the edge. So do you mean like the edge of the stage?
No.
So is there like a stage in the mosh pit, or?
No. So what happens is the mosh pit starts to form.
Is it in the stage though? So it's not in the stage.
It's not in the stage.
It could be random.
It's in the crowd, and you'll start to see it
At random.
Yes.
So you'd be watching and being like, rah, rah, rah,
Yeah.
and then be like, oh my gosh, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, and what you just did with the with that
Yeah.
music, that's what it sounded like all the time. So, yeah, and then it starts to turn, and people can get hurt in there, but it's kind of exciting.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's kind of exciting. Now, I will say, I don't go there to go into mosh pit. I watch it now because I'm 40 years old now, and I gotta make sure that I don't pop my knee out or something by going inside. But I like to hang back, enjoy the food, stuff like that.
Well, speaking of food, do you actually have a favorite food from Fiesta?
Yes. Now, this is you guys, you're not gonna think that it's anything special or anything. Okay,
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
just gonna. It's
let me have it.
boring.
Let me have it.
Okay, I mean it's the fresh made churros. I know
The
that.
fresh made churros
Yeah, there's a lady that was there last time, and
at Oyster Bake.
and I went, and when I went, I overdid my welcome at the booth. I mean, she liked me because I kept paying, but she was like, "You're here again?" Like she looked at me weird.
So how many churros did you eat for her to look at you weird?
It was a lot. I'm telling you for real. Like I went back like 5 freaking times on this thing. Yeah. So, I mean, because they're fresh, and you're outside in the atmosphere.
So it's like a hot, fresh.
Oh, with
Does she
all the
fill it-
cinnamon and sugar inside there.
Does she fill it with the cajeta, whatever it's called,
What
or
do
is
you-
it just a hollow?
it was just the straight up hollow one.
Was it really long, or
Yes,
did
they were.
curl it?
They were the little bit of like longer ones like that. And I want to just say, whatever these ladies are doing, I don't know. You learn some special skills or something like that, but they need to keep this thing up. So it was real good.
So if you go to Oyster Bake, are you going to Oyster Bake this year?
I think I will. I think it will. Now, sometimes it gets to be a little bit too rowdy for me, but I think I'm going to hit it this year.
So are you going to look for the lady with the churros?
Yes.
Y'all going to lock eyes and be like, remember me? Or
I mean, I think I think what ends up happening is she's going to get me with the food. She makes
is.
me churros, and then she she was pretty too.
Oh my gosh.
So that's
a match made in heaven.
Maybe that was part of the reason why I liked the churros so much by being at this seriously, like on some conscious level, Yeah,
You're a churro stalker.
Yeah, I'm a churro stalker. It started when I was a boy.
When was the first time you've actually eaten churros?
Churros. Oh man. I've been.
I was just wondering,
My first memories with a lot of churros were at the Strawberry Fest
in Poteet.
Oh. And then it kind of drifted over into Fiesta too.
Mm-hmm.
So I love churros.
They're
man.
good.
I mean, what is your favorite food?
At Fiesta, I really like the fried apples. Have you had them?
No.
They're like fried apple fries. So they're apples cut into slices, and then I guess they fry them with cinnamon and sugar.
Oh.
It's like this worm, and then it has crusty on the outside because of the frying of it.
Oh my
and the cinnamon and the sugar and the just, oh, wow.
I'm serious though.
Mhm.
That really sounds really good.
It's good. I'm serious.
Oh
That's
my
what I
God.
love. You know, everybody
Yeah.
says chicken on a stick, but I think they're missing out on the churros, the apple
Mhm.
fries,
Mhm. Yeah.
stick.
I don't think I've had apple fries. What's wrong with me?
I had it at Nyosa, and I don't think I've ever seen it ever again.
Wow.
Do you ever go to Nyosa?
I might try to make those.
I know that
No.
sounds good, right?
Nyosa. Yeah, I go to Nyosa. Yeah.
So I want to ask you something from a local. Have you been to Nyosa like a couple of times or
Yeah, I've been a couple times. Yeah.
okay. So is it true that like the higher your stack of cups, like the more important you are or the more amazing you are is?
Yeah, it's 100% true. There's kind of a ritual with it.
What's how high
I
was
don't understand why
how
you're
high is
laughing. I'm trying to tell you
how
what's happening.
how high has your stack been? Oh no.
You guys, you don't want to know because
Tell me.
oh, 20? No.
20.
No,
Stop.
no, it wasn't like 20. Hey, listen, I don't. The stack that doesn't exist for me anymore. But I've been up there in the 15s, and let me
Wow.
tell you, you get a lot of respect. A lot of respect.
Did people like give you like a little
Salute,
Yeah.
yeah, and then I fall down in front of them. They give me a salute, like, yes, sir, and fall down.
Have you ever taken a cup from somebody else to put it on your stack to make you look more important?
Oh, you know what? I didn't really think of doing that because I was just busy drinking of those on my own. But maybe I need to start.
Well, your favorite is a churros. Do you have like a second favorite?
The second favorite for churros,
Like somebody who doesn't know anything about San Antonio events, like
well,
and
chicken
stuff like
on a
that.
stick and the jalapeno is kind of a staple in my book.
And then how do you eat that? Because I've been asking.
Well, you don't want to go too far on one side. You don't want to go too far on the other. You got to
And
take
why is that? Have you
well, you got to
experienced?
have a perfect mix in your mouth.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got the chicken and then on a stick and then you got the jalapeno on top. Do you throw the bread or you save it? You eat it.
I don't mess with the bread. What the heck is the bread for? I don't even need that.
So you take it off and you throw the bread somewhere, right?
Yeah, I throw it at people with the most cups. I'm like, you got it, buddy. Crumple that bread up. Ball it up real tight and just hammer it at somebody with.
Okay, so bread's out. And then
Yeah.
you got like, so you got the chicken and then you got the jalapeno. Do you bite the jalapeno and then bite the chicken?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you bite the jalapeno, you bite the chicken, and you create a little bit of balance in your mouth because either one is good, but not as good as when they're together. And so happy to get, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you have enough jalapeno for the chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, you do. I do. I feel like I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be careful though, because if something doesn't hit right in that old stomach. Excuse me? I try to tell you something personal. And do you see what I'm dealing with here?
What happens?
Anyway, if it hits that bowel, you got to be careful because there's actually they've done pretty good job of getting a lot of the porta potties out there too. But you've seen some things in those porta potties, I'm sure. I've heard the girls ones are worse than the boys ones. Anyway, if you're eating jalapeno and chicken,
woe down.
Just take a moment and relax. Because you don't know what could happen in the next 20 or 30 minutes,
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, I love it.
So speaking of that, do you have a Fiesta funny story for me to know?
Let's see. Fiesta funny story. Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Now, but it's not like anything extravagant or anything. I mean, I saw somebody you see this a lot at Fiesta.
Okay,
though.
well then tell me. Yeah.
It's somebody like face planting or something because there's a lot of drinks flowing there. I saw a guy really eat it. He was drunk and he was in the parking lot and he tripped and he just I mean, he smashed his face. I mean, and he got up like it was no big deal. I was like, God dang, that's Fiesta right there.
Oh, wow.
You know?
And that just happens all the time. So if I go to one of these events, I can almost guarantee that I'm going to see somebody face plant
Yeah, and
in
it's
the
like
floor
you
bounce back.
it's like a train wreck that happens. You know the saying, but you're continuing to watch. But it's like the train wreck doesn't faze this person because they're boozed up and they're full of crab cakes or not crab cakes,
Oysters.
yeah, oysters. And it's just crazy because I think we all know people are getting lit at Fiesta,
Yeah.
right? I mean, people are getting lit up over there, and you see some things when people are lit, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Come on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing ever happened to you personally?
To me personally, well, I was in the mosh pit at first, and that was a mistake. And when I got out, that was the correct move because that's when I saw that guy get hit, and I helped him up. But I mean, when we get inside the Fiesta, and I'm slopping down a cheeseburger or a churro, I'm having the time of my life. I'm anything that happens in there is kind of a bonus, And what about you? Do you have anything that's happened to you guys when you were at Fiesta?
I don't know if you're going to think this is funny or not, but
Okay.
one of the first times I went to Fiesta was to go to the Flambeau Parade. You've heard of it, right? The night parade.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Uh-huh.
So it was my first time there, really my first time in San Antonio doing any kind of Fiesta event. And like I looked at this lady, like, you know how like the parade goes in the middle and there's these people sitting on the other side of the road,
Oh yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And she's pulling like this ice chest
Mm-hmm.
and she pulls out what I thought was a foreign object, which was actually chicken on a stick. I have no idea. I guess she went to buy them and put them in there. But I thought this lady was a genius. I thought she
Yeah.
went home, made a chicken on a stick, put the jalapeno on top of it. This lady is literally genius. San Antonio is full of geniuses.
I gotta say, like, that's such a smart move.
Yeah.
Because everything's like $20 at the.
I think she bought it, but like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what chicken on a stick was until that day, and I thought she was the inventor of it. I mean, it's crazy.
I mean,
right?
was she an older lady?
It was a lady with a bunch of kids.
She could have
So-
been the inventor. I mean, you got to feed those children.